Jack Sullivan, a man once feared by all who knew his name, had long since retired from the bloody world of contract killing. Now, he lived a quiet life in a remote cabin in the woods, trying to atone for his past sins by staying away from violence. But peace, as Jack would soon learn, was an elusive fantasy. One rainy night, Jack's old life came crashing back with a vengeance. A black envelope, stark against the wooden porch, waited ominously. Jack's instincts screamed danger as he picked it up. Inside was a single photograph, a young girl with terrified eyes. Below her image was a message, handwritten in a familiar, jagged script: "She's your last job. Fail, and she dies." Jack's heart pounded as he stared at the photo. The girl was Sarah, his estranged daughter. He hadn't seen her in over a decade, ever since he chose a life of blood over family. He had hoped his departure would keep her safe. But now, it seemed, his enemies had found her. Determined to save Sarah, Jack geared up one last time. His old weapons, meticulously maintained despite their disuse, were now his only companions. The hunt began. As Jack delved deeper into the underworld he had once ruled, he discovered that the mastermind behind Sarah's abduction was none other than Viktor Dragovich, a ruthless crime lord with a personal vendetta. Years ago, Jack had taken everything from Viktor, leaving him scarred and vengeful. Now, Viktor was back to collect a debt, and he had no intention of making it easy for Jack. Jack's journey led him through a labyrinth of danger. Every step forward was met with traps and ambushes, each more lethal than the last. He fought his way through Viktor's henchmen, each skirmish a brutal reminder of the world he had left behind. The faces of the men he killed haunted him, specters of his past sins. In a desolate warehouse on the outskirts of the city, Jack found Viktor waiting. The crime lord sat in a throne-like chair, a smug smile playing on his lips. Sarah was bound and gagged at his feet, her eyes wide with fear and desperation. "Welcome, Jack," Viktor drawled, his voice dripping with malice. "It's been too long." Jack's eyes never left Sarah. "Let her go, Viktor. This is between you and me." Viktor laughed, a chilling sound that echoed through the empty warehouse. "Oh, Jack. Always the hero. But this time, you're too late." With a flick of his wrist, Viktor's men surrounded Jack. A brutal fight ensued, Jack's training and instincts the only things keeping him alive. He moved like a ghost, his actions swift and lethal, but the odds were against him. As the battle raged on, Jack realized the true horror of his situation. Viktor didn't just want revenge, he wanted Jack to suffer. And suffering, Jack knew, was Viktor's domain. The crime lord reveled in torture, in breaking people slowly, piece by piece. In the chaos, Jack managed to reach Sarah. He freed her from her bonds, but as they turned to escape, Viktor appeared, a gun in hand. "You think you can just walk away, Jack?" Viktor snarled. "You owe me blood." The two men faced off, a lifetime of hatred between them. Jack's eyes blazed with fury as he lunged at Viktor. The struggle was vicious, each man fighting not just for survival, but for the soul-crushing vengeance that had brought them to this moment. In the end, Jack's desperation and love for his daughter gave him the edge. With a final, brutal blow, He overpowered Victor, the crime lord's body falling limp at his feet. But the victory was hollow. Jack was covered in blood, his body battered and broken. As the dawn broke through the warehouse windows, Jack and Sarah stumbled out, their ordeal far from over. The ghosts of Jack's past still loomed, a constant reminder of the darkness that had once consumed him. But for now, they were free, and Jack vowed to protect Sarah with every ounce of his being. They vanished into the wilderness, leaving the carnage behind. Jack knew they would always be hunted, that Victor's men would never stop searching for them. But he was ready. He would fight until his last breath to keep Sarah safe. And as they disappeared into the forest, a new chapter of their lives began. One where Jack Sullivan, the man once feared by all, would become a protector, haunted by his past but driven by a new purpose, to ensure that his daughter would never have to face the horrors he had endured.